Live.
We are.
No, have we been live?
No, we are now.
Okay.
So hello, welcome everybody to the Division B East game, Die for Vision versus Boogan Squad. I am indecisive.
And I am DJ Cold Cuts.
So,
Yeah, map pick, we have Brax's Holdout.
Yeah.
With Die for Vision
I
picking
believe
first.
it was. Interesting. I'm not a big fan of Braxis. I think it's kind of I don't know. It's just not my style, I guess. Mephisto ban, interesting. Like we're from Div D, so that's not something we see very often. I'm curious if that's a meta pick or if it's scouted out specifically for Boogan Squad.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems like a scouted out pick. I'm not sure the Mephisto's that strong.
Indeed, Johanna is
Johanna,
that's a meta ban. You know, Johanna's
definitely.
Johanna's really strong right now, especially on Braxis. Being able to, because those tight fights in the control point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, on the point, yeah. Let's see what we got here. Gash. That's a pretty meta ban.
It's pretty solid. It's not something that's seen all the time, but it's not something that's never seen. I think ETC they might be looking to first pick ETC here because that's another one of the really powerful tanks right now, especially this map again, like we said, as those close quarters fights. ETC can get a nice mosh off in that control point.
Yeah, and those moshes can really turn a fight.
Absolutely.
Zool.
Yeah, really strong right now.
Another strong pick.
The wave clear on Zool, especially being able to just take out the Zerg pretty quickly. It's pretty strong.
What do you think we're seeing here?
Like I said, I think ETC is definitely contender. Deckard is also up and really strong right now with the Ruby buffs. Raynor is a solid pick on this map.
I agree.
It's not what I was expecting, but it's not a bad pick.
I think you're right with the Deckard and the ETC. I think we're gonna see those.
Yeah, there's the ETC.
Yep, there's ETC.
I think Raynor is an alright pick. I'm curious as to why it was if that's really contested between these two teams.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like Raynor is first pick worthy.
I agree.
Sylvanas is a solid pick, especially with this map.
Yeah, Sylvanas. I'd say she's actually less strong on this map because it's 2-lane. It's more close. If they do a cheese, you can rotate pretty easily. Whereas on something like Tower or Cursed Hollow, it's a much bigger map. It allows Sylvanas that room to excel.
Yeah.
There's
Deckard.
And Blaze coming out. Makes sense. You could always, if you're predicting the mosh, you could drop a bunker, but that's more risky. Otherwise, Combustion can potentially be strong here.
Especially when you have a team that fights real close.
Right. Or actually, never mind. That wasn't going to work. I was going to say something, but it doesn't work out. I was going to say if they Withering Arrow and everyone's silenced, then you can drop the bunker. But how do you do that if you're silenced? Jaina, solid band, really strong, lots of damage.
Especially for this map. Maybe a Deathwing. I'm not really sure what this third band's.
I don't think it'll be Deathwing. Not this map again is pretty small.
Yeah. Yeah, Deathwing is. I'm not sure Deathwing is that good anymore.
Greymane. Interesting. I'm not sure.
These picks feel very targeted.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they must have someone that plays a lot of Greymane, especially because I'm not sure that you do necessarily want. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I'm not sure how much you need Greymane and Sylvanas in the same comp. They sort of fill the same, auto attack DPS role. You know what I mean? So. There's the Ana Chromie for the nano boost target. See, I would have expected a ban on a healer from Die from Vision there. Because they didn't have one yet, but I guess like you said, Greymane might have been a targeted pick there.
Let's see what we got here.
Maybe a Rexar, pretty strong. They still need the Bruiser here.
Yeah, Rexar would be a very good pick. I didn't even think of that.
It is Tassadar and the Rexar.
Yeah. Should have seen that coming earlier. Tassadar's really strong right now. I'm surprised it was taken earlier.
The rework with the new Tassadar. I'm curious if Tassadar would be strong with Nano Boost. I haven't seen it yet. It sounds good, on paper, but I don't know if his cooldowns are too long. And this last pick here, probably another offlaner, maybe. Okay, Imperius. I was gonna predict Leoric, so I was wrong, but.
See if there's any swaps.
I think they're probably all set on their picks, but yeah, Imperius versus Rexar in the offlane. I'm thinking that Rexar probably wins that.
Yeah, I'd probably say Rexar's gonna win that 9 times out of 10.
Otherwise, in the 4-man, I think Tassadar and Raynor pump out a lot of damage. Chromie is much more dependent on her ability. You know, if she's able to weave in those skill shots and really, you know, chunk someone down. Nope, that's still not right. Sorry about the screen swapping there, folks. I messed that up, but it's fine. So yeah, coming into this game, I think I like Die for Vision's draft more personally.
Facility powering up.
So
I'm gonna have to agree. I think all around, it's a little more solid.
right,
The Rexar's a better offlaner.
right.
And the Raynor plus Tassadar is a whole lot of damage.
So for Die for Vision over here on the blue side, we have Darker Black on the Raynor, Michael on the Blaze, Sham Hat on the Deckard, Sulfide playing Tassadar, and on the Rexar we have Atlas.
And on the red team, we have
5,
ETC
4,
playing,
3,
Barnot playing
2,
ETC,
1.
non-champion playing Chromie, Campabellas on Sylvanas, Tom Peace on Imperius, and Thundercats on Anna.
Imperius getting a late start to lane there, AFKing at the gate. And yeah, in the 4-man here, Deckard throwing out a potion to the bush. Not, maybe he expected Blaze to go up there, I don't know. ETC playing pretty aggressively in this bush here, waiting for a pick, I think, and it came right into him and he didn't take it. Deckard throws out the triangle, nothing gotten there.
Up top, nothing too interesting happening. Just Rexar versus Imperius.
Blaze does go in
Doing their
and
thing.
stun the ETC here. ETC gets a little bit low, gets taps the well. Interesting early tap. You want to make sure that you have that up for the objective, you know, so that's why I say that's a little bit interesting there. Chromie Traps doing their best to zone out people. ETC getting the stun on the Raynor. Raynor goes down to the Chromie there. Big force wall here from the Tassadar as well. Oh, wait, that was Die for Vision force walled off their own Blaze there. That was unfortunate. That could have gone really poorly, but fortunately
Yes.
they realized and dropped it in time.
Not an ideal force wall there.
No. It would have been really good if it were from the red team, but from Boogan squad there. But overall, you know, it was a really good pick on the Raynor there. ETC's power slide was pretty clutch. We do see Boogan squad come up here to get the siege camp on the top right corner there.
Yeah, and that's a good call. Right for the objective.
Right, and we do see Chromie picking up her level 2 talent. She picks up the Andoral Anomaly for the multiple time traps. Interesting. Like, I'm not a Chromie player. I don't know if that's necessarily the right pick, but it is interesting.
Got that beacon up top. Early advantage on that. Rexar's pushed out.
Yep. Okay. So we do have Blaze get stunned here by the ETC.
Raynor is out of the fight right now.
Yeah, Raynor on the camp. ETC does go down there. Raynor does pick up the camp, but I'm not sure that's necessarily worth, you know, the kill. I don't know if Raynor could have necessarily turned that fight. Raynor does get out of position here, going really aggressive onto the point there, and ends up going down
Way
for it.
out of position there.
Yeah. That was
camp there definitely wasn't worth it, and then it seemed to overcompensate just by running right into the team.
right. Interestingly, Imperius being able to hold this point here from the Rexar. Deckard does come up to try and take this with there.
I'm really surprised the Rexar's not having a lot easier of a time. He should be able to win that fight.
Indeed. We do have Boogan squad pushing onto into Die for Vision's fort here. Not getting anything, just, you know, a lot of damage on that front wall. It still is a bit of an advantage, you know, being able to do that much damage, even though you're not necessarily getting anything. ETC getting up to stun this Blaze, and Blaze might go down again here potentially. Another really aggressive overextension to try and channel the point.
Yeah, and they're just completely getting zoned out of this objective.
Absolutely.
Rexar is starting to win top though.
Yeah, Rexar did manage to get the top channel. That was because the Deckard came up to help him out there. We do have a little bit of a scuffle here over the bottom point. You know, nothing. I'm sorry. Die for Vision does manage to channel the point. Boogan Squad takes it right back. Raynor gets overextended again, gets picked out by the ETC and goes down. ETC getting triangled in by the Deckard, gets rooted. Nothing comes from that. And I'm managing to just stay way in the back and keep everyone up. And this Raynor continually overextending, it could be problematic if that continues the way it is. You know, it is a little bit of a lead for Boogan Squad here, but nothing too that's not insurmountable. But you know,
And Imperius just won the objective before
yeah,
Anna came and helped him
it
out.
is channeling here for Boogan Squad. ETC does get really low here. Unfortunately, they're not able to finish him off. The Chromie a little bit out of position. No one else on her though, besides the Tassadar, and so she's not able to go down there. We do have Boogan Squad rotating down here to grab this bottom shrine. They want to channel this objective for the final 12% here. Imperius and Rexar fighting on the point. Imperius looking like he's winning this fight here, but you know, it is just against the bear, so. We do have Boogan Squad looking like they're starting to position.
Down goes the bear.
Oh yeah, Misha does go down there. Tassadar up top to help out the Imperius. That gives Boogan Squad the advantage on this bottom shrine here. Blaze does go in to stun the ETC. Unfortunately, gets slept himself and not able to really capitalize on that. Especially with you know, not having anyone else down here to help out the defense.
Yeah, getting this camp, this bruiser camp up here. I don't know if that's necessarily the right call, but I guess I gotta try to do something.
I mean, bruiser camp isn't necessarily a bad call because you know it enables you to help have some pressure top lane. Imperius can't necessarily channel. It allows you to have 4 people bottom and not have to worry about that top shrine. And Blaze does go in here onto the Sylvanas. Sylvanas taking a lot of tower shots here, getting really low. Manages to disable the tower. Raynor again going down.
Down again.
Yeah. Tassadar does get slept here. No one's gonna try and do anything about that. The Sylvanas had a really... Oh, Blaze, or ETC goes in on the Blaze. Blaze, oh, with the bump as well, and Blaze does go down.
Down goes the Blaze.
Yeah.
That
really,
is a lot of Deckard potions.
Yeah, Ruby is a heck of a talent. A lot of really well... how am I trying to say this? The ETC is paying a lot of attention to the mispositions from Die for Vision, and it is really paying off. They're very clearly, you know, capitalizing on that.
He's punishing them for this.
Exactly. We do see Sylvanas switching with the Imperius in the top lane to defend the top fort while they 4-man push the bottom. It's interesting. Imperius does get stunned and rooted here, and will manage to get out. ETC all the way in there. Raynor getting caught out again. Chromie time stop
before the time trap.
Yeah. And Sylvanas does die to the Rexar in the top lane, interestingly. So, I don't know. We're going to see Boogan Squad pull off here. And, yeah, great.
Rexar's definitely going to be able to do some damage up there before they get...
Yeah, Rexar does manage to take the front wall and has,
they're all rotating.
has a Bruiser Camp pushing as well. Bruiser Camp's starting to work on this well. We'll see if it's able to get anything there. We did see... Yeah, the Bruiser Camp does take the well. So, we do see at least, you know, a little bit of a win of a victory there for Die for Vision. They're not completely... at a loss here. You know, they did lose a fort, a little bit more impactful than just the front wall and a well, but it is still a big victory to take that well. It enables the Rexar to have a big advantage in this 1v1 up top lane.
Now both teams are getting their camps.
Yeah, both teams grabbing their seed champ. We do see Boogan, or Die for Vision, sorry, invading into the Bruiser Camp of Boogan Squad here, while Boogan Squad, in the meantime, pushes up this top lane.
It's a very aggressive move. I think it's the right one, though.
Yeah, it does pay off. They do get the Bruiser Camp, and they're able to all get out pretty safely. So, well played by Die for Vision there. And they will start pushing this fort, trying to make something out of that Bruiser Camp. Anna with a double sleeve. Blaze getting stunned by the Imperius. Tassadar hits a force wall, unfortunately, on his own team. ETC with the mosh. Blaze drops the bunker, but comes out right into the mosh. Tassadar and Blaze both going down for Die for Vision here. unfortunate force wall from Tassadar there. That did not work out. Deckard getting
the
stunned,
Raynor
and
gets-
Raynor, yeah,
The Raynor gets caught trying to back in the corner there.
absolutely. And Deckard is pretty much a sitting duck out here, just trying to decide how he wants to go about this.
That's
A strong effort by Deckard there, but he does end up going down in the end.
Rexar's doing all right though.
Yeah, Boogan Squad does. Yeah, Rexar is doing all right. Boogan Squad does begin this boss camp here, trying to keep up the pressure onto Dr. Vision. So that fight was, like I said, an unfortunate force wall, and then the mosh pit just managed to catch them all as well, you know. And it's not the first time we've seen that force wall happen. I'm curious if this Tassadar is something that they're picking strictly for the meta, or if they're comfortable on it. And
Yeah,
Rexar
and
does
that's
get
the
caught out
point.
here and goes
Rexar-
down. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really good slide by the ETC. Rexar wasn't
was.
even necessarily out of position there. He just a really good slide.
Well, I think when you see the boss come get taken, you know, and you see it coming to your lane, maybe back up a little bit. But yeah, overall,
That's a fair point.
yeah, he wasn't too far out. But Boogan Squad looking like they want to take this fort here with this boss.
Yeah.
Kermie does
Time
drop
trap.
the ult. Blaze drops the bunker to try to body block that. Blaze goes down instead in place of the Tassadar from eating all those shots from the Chromie.
While this is all happening, they have both objectives.
Yeah, just channeling. This is starting. The lead grows in favor of Boogan Squad. You know, they're starting to get more and more ahead.
Starting to look more and more one-sided.
Yeah. Imperius is 2v1ing the Rexar and Tassadar down here. Realizes that it's not a favorable position for him to be in and gets out. Boogan Squad does invade the siege or Bruiser camp. I'm sorry, for Diver Vision. And they do come down to collapse on this Rexar one more time, and that is quite unfortunate. He goes down there. Yeah, and it's getting to a point where, you know, all camps are red, and we have both points channeling. And we also see the Bruiser camp up top lane, as well as the Zerg will be going top lane. Boogan Squad does come up here to try to catch out the Blaze and Deckard. Imperius with a great hook there. ETC gets the power slide and gets the mosh.
And the mosh.
Yeah, that is it for Deckard and Blaze both going down there. Tassadar pretty low. Chromie, oh wow, he gets out on 1 health there. Quite incredible.
Yeah, from this spot, it's going to be very hard for the blue team to come back from this position. I mean, they got to do something big, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it.
For sure, maybe a big team fight. I don't know, but
A team wipe is really the only way you're going to get out of this.
right. And I realized that we forgot to mention 10s. So for level 10, we did see Hyperion coming out from Raynor, Boris coming out from Rexar. Interestingly, bunker drop from Blaze makes sense, especially when you're behind. Tassadar dropping the Archon. We do see Hyperion and Tornado both coming out here. Imperius goes down. Tassadar with the force wall, his own team again. They do have Boogan Squad on the run, but unfortunately Raynor does get caught out by the Chromia and goes down. With the Zerg here, I'm not sure the Boogan Squad was going to keep running. You know, they were going to turn around at some point, and Raynor just unfortunately caught that. And this could be
Now
game here.
goes the bear. I think it could be.
Yeah, this is definitely looking like a convincing push from Boogan Squad. ETC getting the double stun, looking for this Tassadar. Unfortunately, his team's not necessarily there to back him up. Blaze goes in onto the ETC. That was a good force wall there. Another Tornado comes out. We do see 16s getting picked up from Boogan Squad as well in the middle of this fight. And the Chromie does get caught out by Blaze. Tassadar picks up the Chromie kill. And it looks like Boogan Squad are going to just try and get out and maybe end it another day. We do see the core going down to 70%, a little bit lower, with the Zerg just pushing. Unfortunately, Imperius had to go back to defend as well. It looks like they lost their fort in the bot lane while we were looking at the Zerg push. Good push for Boogan Squad. They do have a 2-level lead now over Die for Vision. Yeah, we see them picking up their siege camp, just trying to maintain their lead, not give Die for Vision away back into this game. So yeah, and on the
Looks like they're about to invade this camp.
yeah, Die for Vision does want to invade here actually, and that is definitely the kind of play that you need to make here. You know what I mean? You have to take the ballsy play. I don't know if you want to do it before you hit 16, but you definitely have to do something to make this work.
The town advantage, and it seems they didn't fall for it. They didn't quite go into the camp. It seemed like they knew they were about to be invaded. The mosh coming down right on top of the boss. Looks like the Looks like
Oh,
the bear's
into the
gonna go
wailing
down.
arrow. Very well played there. Blaze just barely gets out. Sylvanas does go down on the side of Boogan Squad. The boss is attacking
Yeah.
the red team here. And Deckard is pretty low here, does get speared by the Imperius and ends up dying for it. But Anna on the other side goes down as well. This
It
is a
looks like-
2-for-1 trade in favor of Die for Vision.
I did not see that coming. Looks like
Yeah.
Boogan Squad had the advantage here, but
It did.
DFE turned it around.
We do have ETC getting really low against this Rexar here. It looks like Rexar will realize that he's
Just
a little
faded
bit
out.
out. And yeah. Oh, but Imperius picks up the Rainer. I didn't even notice that was happening.
Yeah, it appears still. I think the Rexar is gonna catch
Yeah.
up to him. Oh,
Uh,
I guess not.
Oh, yeah, that's
I didn't see
unfortunate. He could have got him there. Yeah, that was overall a good fight for Die for Vision, especially down a talent. I did not see that coming. To finish off the comment on heroics, we do have Mosh Pit picked up from ETC, Temporal Loop from the Chromie, Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas, Angelic Armaments from Imperius, and a Nano Boost from Anna. So, any comments on builds here for while we have a minute?
I'm really curious about the Unleash the Boars pick. It's not what I would go for. I think the power buff on Misha is a lot better for team fights.
Yeah,
A
it's
little curious about that.
It is interesting, especially because they're not going for a really combo-centric build. You know, they didn't take the Black Hole from Tassadar. They didn't take Stay a While from Deckard. They didn't take the Combustion from Blaze. You know, they're not going for that big combo. So it is interesting to me that he would take Boars as opposed to the Misha buff. But you know, I suppose maybe that's
Yeah.
the better talent right now. I don't know. I don't play Rexar that often. Other than that, I think they could have had a big combo potential if they had gone for those heroics that we were just discussing. You know, the Stay a While, the Black Hole. It is interesting to me that they chose to go the other way. I guess they were looking more for winning the objective as opposed to winning team fights. I'm not really sure. But on the other side, we do see a very, you know...
Yeah, very team fight, very combo oriented.
Yeah, with the Mosh Pit and the Wailing Arrow, that is absolutely massive. The Nano Boost, of course, always really strong heroic. Yeah, other than that, I think the heroics are pretty standard.
Yeah, pretty solid.
I will mention that the Deckard taking Potion of Revival on 16, I guess he was feeling that he needed that extra healing, or 13, I'm sorry, feeling that he needed that extra healing for his team. It's interesting. It's not the typical talent. It is curious. And here we have Blaze rushing right into this ETC, double stunned by the Rexar there. ETC isolated from his whole team. That allows Die for Vision just to get into that backline. Chromie does have to use her stasis. Chromie's still low and goes
Chromie's
down. ETC hits a fat
ETC
mosh from all 5 members of Die for
Yeah,
Vision
all
here.
5.
Yeah, that is. And Rexar
was
does have
a-
to use Play Dead, but I'm not sure that that's going to save him in the end. That is a 3-person...
That was as good a mosh as you can get.
Yeah.
That really turned the fight around.
That was
5 people.
very strong. And then we have Boogan Squad just going for this boss camp here while Imperius channels in this bottom shrine, just taking everything here to try and secure this victory. That
And
was
I feel like that's gonna end it. I think.
most likely. Definitely, like we said, a very, very strong mosh from the ETC. That was quite incredible. There's not, you know, when you get 5-man mosh, there's nothing you can really do to recover from
Yeah.
that.
ETC really made the difference with that team fight. There's no doubt about that.
100%.
He's had some pretty good moshes, and I think that's made a big difference in all these team fights. Just the combination between Wailing Arrow, mosh. I mean, when you hit those perfectly, it's hard to lose a team fight.
Absolutely. And the Zerg coming down right here on the same lane that the boss is going. I'm not sure if that's how that... I've never really understood how the boss decides which lane to go to in this lane, so...
I'm pretty sure it's to the one with the more structures.
Oh, yeah, most likely. That would make sense. So, yeah, that is where the boss and the Zerg will be going. Most likely, this is a really strong push. I wouldn't be surprised if this ended the game, but we do see all 5 members of Die for Vision pack up here, so not necessarily the end. Blaze does overextend quite a bit, gets caught out by the Chromie, drops the bunker to prevent himself from getting Time Warp back. Really smart play there. But now the bunker is down. Misha does die for Die for Vision. And we do see Tassadar popping the Archon. ETC getting stunned by the Blaze here. ETC looking for a mosh, just can't find one. And Blaze does get body blocked in here and can't really do anything about that. This was a valiant defense here. Not sure it's going to matter. ETC gets a little bit low. Not really anything that he can't handle. And we see the core just absolutely melting. That's going to be game 1 going over for Boogan Squad.
So coming in, we really thought that Dive Vision had the better comp, but it just seems like uh, Boogan obviously had the better team comp for team fights.
Yeah. I suppose I think that a lot of it was the ETC. It's just such a strong pick right now, and they didn't really have anything that if they were able to get out of like, the only person that could stop the ETC's mosh if they were not caught was Raynor or potentially Tassadar with a black hole, but he opted not to go that way. So if
Mhm.
you just got Raynor every time, then they couldn't break the mosh, and it was guaranteed, a couple kills there. So definitely well played by Boogan squad.
Then with that final mosh, 5 people, you can't stop that.
Absolutely,
Uh, I mean, you can, but once he gets you in that, it's pretty hard to make a comeback from that position.
absolutely.
So now we're just waiting on game 2.
Yeah, we're just waiting on this game 2 to start up. Really convincing win by Boogan squad. I'd like to see a more team fight oriented, builds from the side of Die for Vision. They like we emphasized, they didn't go for those team fight heroics, and I think it really punished them in the end. You know, it
Yeah, it seemed
didn't.
like they went into a lot of these team fights with the advantage and just didn't come out on top.
Yeah,
And the heroics really speak to that.
yeah. I think especially when you have something as powerful as Hyperion, it's begging for that lockdown. Just to help them out. So something like the stay a while would have been huge. The if you manage to get to level 20 with the boars, that root is so powerful. It
Hmm.
it's it's interesting. I'm very curious to see how game 2 goes, especially with the draft. If they draft more for this, just kind of go for the objective as opposed to team fights, I guess is what they were doing. I'm not 100% sure, but it could. I'm very interested to see how this game 2 plays out.
I am as well.
And yeah, you have anything else to say before we go to a short break here?
I do not.
All right.
Send it to break.
Yeah, we will be back when game 2 is starting up. All right, here we are. Map 2, going to Alterac Pass, picked by Boogan Squad, I believe. Divervision opting for first pick here. Any adjustments that you want to see to the draft in particular for either of these teams?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, we do see
Well,
Anna getting banned out. Thought that was a problem, I suppose.
yeah, well, we definitely got to target out those heroes that gave you a problem last game. You definitely got to prioritize higher. What am I looking for? Better heroes. Rainer's not a first pick.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Zool does get banned out here by the side of Boogan Squad as well.
Yeah. Rainer's not a first pick, and they let ETC go. They did get the Deckard. You just got to prioritize those higher valued heroes. That's what I'm looking for. Rainer easily, if you really want him, is going to slip to the third, the fourth, the fifth pick. So it's really just about that. Yeah, going in, we really thought that, or we didn't really think, but we assumed that Boogan Squad was out drafted, but it didn't seem to be the case.
Looks okay. Yeah, no, this works. There's a ETC. Absolutely, I think that's definitely the kind of pick you want, especially seeing the Johanna banned. You know, you need that.
Mhm.
You either have to pick or ban the ETC there, 100%. So I definitely agree with the ETC take there.
Definitely learn from the mistakes. It's like you're listening to us.
Yeah.
We just said that. Yeah, you got to take that ETC. If Johanna's not available, ETC.
100%.
Do you think you're going to see the Deckard here? Oh,
No, evidently
Stukov.
we're going for the Stukov. Stukov Mephisto. They really like that Mephisto, I think, right? Oh, no. It was that Divervision banned the Mephisto against them, so I suppose Mephisto must be a pocket pick for Boogan Squad. Interesting. The Stukov is a
Mephisto
solid
was
pick.
the first ban.
It was.
First ban, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to take the Deckard again. It worked out pretty well, I think, for him.
Yeah, Deckard wasn't
Deckard
the
player
problem there.
Actually, they're probably going to take... I don't know.
Rhaegar. Okay. Rhaegar Sylvanas. So we
s-
do see the Sylvanas coming out, interestingly. I suppose this map is rather big, and with the objective, Sylvanas can push really fast. Rhaegar, you want for the siege camp, I can understand that. On the other side, Stukov, interesting. Not necessarily a map that's super favorable for him, but it's not. There's no bad maps for Stukov, you know, but it's not super favorable for him because he doesn't have any like really tight choke points to drop down the silence. We do see a ban coming out here. Falstad getting banned out. Interesting. I'm sure, like we said last time, you know, between Sylvanas and Greymane, Sylvanas and Falstad, again, kind of still a similar role. I can see the Falstad, you want to ban out the global. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Any ban you think we'll see here in particular?
There's going to be some kind of offlaner. Maybe the Rexar.
I could see a main tank getting banned out here. Even that's what I thought. I thought a main tank. You wanna because Joe and ETC are both banned, so you really want to constrict that tank pool with there's only a few viable tanks right now, So if you force him to something that's a lesser tier, you put yourself ahead already. So yeah, interesting. What do you think we'll see picked up here for the side of Boogan Squad?
Definitely gonna pick up some kind of tank. Honestly, I'm not really sure. All the good tanks are out, so it really could be. Sonya's a good pick. That's a good offlaner, and Varian. I like those picks. I like Sonya and Varian are very strong right now.
I'm curious if we'll see
Sonya more than Varian.
I'm curious as to what Varian we'll see here. It could be any of the three. It could be a main tank, going for the taunt. It could be C Smash. It could be Twin Blade. It could really be any of them, So I'm very curious as to which Varian we'll see here. And on the side of Divervision here, I'm predicting, some kind of mage, maybe a Jaina. Jaina is up now. Other than that, they do need an offlaner, so maybe that Rexar, if they're really comfortable in that, we'll see. Kael'thas does come out. Arthas. Okay. Kael'thas, a really strong pick, of course. Arthas, interesting. Not something you see all the time, especially in that offlane role. Personally, I think that's where Arthas belongs, but,
Yeah, well, they're going with the double tank, which is not something you see all the time, too.
For sure. This does look like a really strong teamfight team for the side of Divervision. The Mosh, the Wailing Arrow, the Sindragosa. Deathwing coming out for that offlane. Interesting. So it looks like we'll probably see a taunt variant here. Deathwing versus Arthas. Who do you think is going to win that?
It's tough. All the Deathwing nerfs, I'm not sure. I still think Deathwing's probably going to win that, though. Although he has been nerfed into the ground, so... I mean, Arthas can't use the stun, though. So
Right.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna find out.
I may have I don't know if I was audible for that whole time. I would have not been hitting my push to talk. I'm sorry if that is the case there. Um,
Have you not? Wait.
I might not have been. I'm not sure. Okay, no. We're good. We're good. My push to talk's not on. We're good. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
It'd be really funny if I was just
yeah. So
talking. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
For Divervision here on the blue side, we have Shamhat on the Rhaegar, Sulfide on the Kael'thas, Atlas coming out on the Arthas, Michael going on to the ETC, and Darker Black on who's that there? I'm sorry, Sylvanas.
Okay. And for the Boogan squad, we have Campabellas on Mephisto, Timepiece on Sonya, Non-Champion on Deathwing, Bummernot on Varian, and Thundercats on Stukov.
Yeah.
with a Z.
So interesting. They have some really strong offlanes here between the Sonya and the Deathwing. I think no matter who you put against those two, it's going to be rather one-sided. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We see these teams just both going down the mid lane. Sonya opting to actually run to the top lane rather than going for this mid lane brawl is interesting. I suppose she wants that early advantage in that solo lane. We do see ETC chasing this Deathwing down to the bot lane. Nothing going to come from that. Both teams just kind of fighting for this mid. We do see Sonya just sitting in both now, and I thought she was pushing. Arthas goes up to meet the Sonya, and Sylvanas going down to meet the Deathwing. I think that is definitely the right play in terms of those matchups. You want Arthas against the Sonya. Sylvanas you like against the Deathwing for the range. Allows the little bit more poke, and you don't have to get quite as close, which is where Deathwing really thrives.
Yeah, that's really the best way you can go about it from their side.
Right. We do see Rhaegar and Sylvanas both peeling away to go take this siege camp here. Mephisto on the other side, beginning the siege camp for the side of Boogan squad. Stukov going to come over to help him out here. Arthas and Sonya getting a little bit of a scuffle here. Sonya opting to go even deeper with the spear there. And she does peel out, just, getting that XP and walking away. In the middle lane, we just have a Kael'thas, farming.
And seems the Sylvanas is actually staying mid, and ETC is taking on Deathwing down bottom.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, that's all I got.
Deathwing is definitely gonna win that.
Yeah, Sylvanas getting silenced and slowed here, and ends up going down with a nice Sonya hook to stun her there. Sonya coming back up to the top lane here. I don't believe she missed any XP even, so that is a strict advantage for Boogan squad here. Really well played by them.
Just go rotate mid and back.
Yeah.
It seems like Sylvanas is coming to fill at bot. ETC is rotating back to the mid right before this objective.
Yeah. Sylvanas putting a bit of work here into this Deathwing. Ends up getting him to half health, taking off 2 of those plates. Sylvanas getting a little bit low, has to back off, and taps the well right before this objective. Is a little bit unfortunate, but
seems like Rhaegar is gonna get the siege camp right before the objective.
Yeah,
smart.
Gonna pick that up again. So it looks like they might give a little bit of priority on this objective, because they're gonna have to wait for this siege camp, So gonna give a few seconds of objective. Actually, it looks like both teams opting for the siege camp.
Both teams are. Yeah, they're both waiting on those siege camps. Sylvanas still hasn't left her lane.
Yeah, we do see Deathwing still with only the 2 plates. Hasn't gone up into the air yet. Might be waiting for his team to gather around the objective before we see that. Otherwise, we could see both the bot lane waiting for this level 7 here. Potentially. We do see Boogan squad is a little bit closer to 7.
DFV's making a early push trying to get that objective. Deathwing's now up in the air.
Yeah, we do see Deathwing in the sky. Getting this mid wave potentially could lead to level 7 here for the side of Divervision. They are going to clear the siege camp they are going to 7 hit for both teams at the same time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a fight now. We could, we'll see. Varian does go taunt, as I had suspected.
You see the Deathwing drop.
Mm-hmm. This is a team fight waiting to break out. We'll see what happens here. Mephisto a little bit out of position here. Ends up getting stunned, and he gets caught out 100%. Kael'thas blowing him up. Varian getting really low here as well. Ends up trading with the Arthas, both going down there. ETC ends up getting blown up. Sylvanas getting really low here. Running away as fast as she can. Deathwing going to catch her out. She does have that Banshee Wraith walk thing. Rhaegar does end up going down there, unfortunately. And that is a 3-for-2 trade on side of Boogan Squad, putting them at a slight advantage. Sony going to go up to try to soak him XP top lane. And well played by Boogan Squad there. You know, they went to a disadvantage at the beginning stages of that fight. They were able to, you know, turn it around, pull it out there. Really well played by them.
Yeah, indeed.
So we do see Boogan Squad now with about a half-level lead advantage. Interestingly, Diver Vision going to try and stop this channel here. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, especially now with the Deathwing here. I don't think they can even stop that channel now. First objective does go over to Diver Vision, and Sylvanas ends up going down, or goes over to Boogan Squad, I'm sorry. Sylvanas ends up going down. And, ETC getting low here. And, yeah. And yeah, that is a significant lead for Boogan Squad now. Especially with this objective up, they can get a lot of XP potentially. We do see Rhaegar going down to the bot lane here to try and stop that. He does come back up to mid.
Sonya's still up top.
Yep.
Deathwing is uncontested right now. Sylvanas is going to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they're just putting in some work. I mean,
yeah, we do see the front wall and the well going down here for the mid lane for a Diver Vision. Unfortunate.
And that's a really that's a good advantage. Getting those wells is critical to winning these objectives later on.
Absolutely. And Rhaegar does die under his own tower here. Varian, I'm sorry, getting a little bit low here. We do see level 10 get hit from Boogan Squad, and that does put him at a significant advantage for that fight.
Let's see what they picked.
Yeah, speaking of level 10, we have Endurance of Hate coming out from the Mephisto. Sonya going for the leap. Deathwing going for that Bellowing Roar for the fear there. Varian going for the Shield Wall, makes sense, taunt. And Stukov yet to pick, interestingly.
Still deciding.
Yeah.
Still deciding. They're at 11 now. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, maybe he's waiting for that team fight to decide what he needs, I guess. We do see 10 get picked up from the side of Diver Vision here. We'll see what they go for.
Got Ancestral Healing.
From the Rhaegar, of course.
Sylvanas that hasn't picked. ETC, Mosh Pit seems obvious. Phoenix from the Kael'thas. And we're still waiting on Arthas and Sylvanas.
Yeah, I think Ancestral's not... It's never a bad pick, but it's... I don't know if that was... I'm curious, you know, with the Mosh Pit, if you have the Bloodlust there, it could be really strong potentially. But, you know, like I said, Ancestral never necessarily a bad pick.
They're both good ultimates. I think Bloodless is a little better depending on scenario, but Ancestral Healing can be very clutch.
Absolutely.
It's essentially a full heal.
We see Wailing Arrow and Army of the Dead coming out for those last two ultimates from Sylvanas and Arthas, respectively. So yeah, with Heroics locked in here, who do you think has the advantage in a team fight?
I'm gonna have to go with DFV. I mean the Mosh plus the Wailing Arrow. That's what Boogan Squad had last game, and if you can land those right, it's hard to lose a team
Sylvanas
fight.
does go down from the Durance here. I do think that, you know, they don't really have an answer to this Deathwing. He's kind of just being allowed to roll, you know. And we do see the fear coming out there. Unfortunately, nothing happened to that. Ancestral Healing comes out, and the taunt there, yeah, and it just gets interrupted. And, you know, he had nothing to back it up. Yeah, so I think that was kind of a blown ult. I don't think you need to taunt there. I think you can just kind of accept death. You have no backup, you know.
Yeah, really a waste of an ult. With both your teammates up top, yeah, you have no damage behind it.
Right, and we do see the well get taken out from this bot fort here as well, so there's no healing fountains in range of this objective for the side of Diver Vision, and the boss is looking to go over, the bottom boss I should say, is looking to go over for the side of Boogan Squad here, and we do see Deathwing going up to meet these two in the top lane as well to make sure there's no significant XP advantage being given over. He does get a little bit low. I don't think it'll be enough to let him die here. Also,
yeah, Deathwing with the nerves is still very strong. If you don't have an answer for him.
Yeah. And they don't seem to be honest. He's kind of being allowed to do whatever he wants in these fights, you know.
And it's hard to. He was the last pick. They had no counters for it.
Right, and another thing with the Mosh Pit that I don't know what's considered is that Deathwing has this this fear, right, and he can't be stunned. So you know, he can just walk up to the Mosh and fear him out of it. You know, there's a
Yeah,
lot
excellent
of
It's the perfect counter for Mosh.
yeah. There's 2 interrupts at least from the side of Boogan squad onto this Mosh pit. Very, very well played by them. We do see Vision trying to channel this. Not a great idea when the whole team's right there. Kael'thas going down for that. And that's looking like another objective going over to Boogan squad almost definitely. ETC getting silenced here is a little bit low. Arthas in the middle of the enemy team is going to die almost definitely.
And the rest of DFE retreating.
Yeah,
as
they
they get
kind of
the
had to.
objective.
Bot Fort did go down to this boss as well. Vision not looking in a great spot right now. And yeah, I think yeah, they tried to channel that objective, you know, to stop it from going, and unfortunately, Boogan squad were all right there and just could, you know, jump in right on the channel. I don't know if that was necessarily the play there.
Man, like you said, they really have no answer for Deathwing, and that's really just been they're winning these team fights, and they can't handle Deathwing in the solo lane.
For sure. Yeah, it's Sonya. They do take the top fort. Sonya pushing this mid fort as well. Unfortunately, there's no objective in her lane. I didn't see what happened to that, but we do see the rest of the team for Boogan squad pushing up this top, and not going to get anything. They're just going to get that gate and then probably back away. It looks like. Yeah. Oh, Mephisto does get rooted here potentially. If the rest of the team had not left, could have gotten some there, but they did leave there, and so Mephisto is able to just walk away.
DFE is just about to clear this last objective.
And it looks like Boogan squad might be positioning for this top camp here, or this top boss. I'm sorry. Yeah. And they do indeed, and it looks like Vision either don't know or don't care and are just taking their siege. And I'm not sure even if they did know that they could really do anything. You know, they're down 16 talents.
Yeah, it's a good call. You're up a talent level, and yeah, DFE just can't react fast enough to it.
Right, absolutely. And you have Deathwing here scouting out this area to see if they were to come and contest. You know, he could potentially stop them.
You always need to look out when you get in a boss like this.
Yeah. The boss does go over to Boogan squad here, and then they rotate over to take their siege camp. Deathwing getting a little bit caught out here. Nothing too serious. He's able to just kind of walk away, you know. He does go in on this. Looks like Boogan squad are going to try and make this something. Taunted was the Arthas, gets away. ETC goes down from the Durance of Hate, gets rooted and is not able to get away. Sonya leaping into the back line. Sylvanas getting really low here. Kael'thas, I don't think he's going to be able to get away either. So Sonya trying to stick to this Arthas. Arthas just, you know, walking away with his slow up.
And that was a really good pick by Boogan squad.
Absolutely.
Just called the entire team in rotation there.
Yeah, we saw the side of Vision get a little bit thirsty for the Deathwing, which is never a good thing. And we do see this top fort, or top keep rather, most likely going down, and could be the end of the game if things don't go well here. I doubt it, because you know the still core will still have that 50 armor, I believe it is, maybe 75, I don't remember. But yeah.
Yeah, with the whole team up now, I don't see it happening. But they're gonna get this objective for free now that they have to deal with the boss.
Right, and they're still up 16s as well. So even if Vision were to come and contest this, it's not a great fight for them to take, you know.
Yeah, it is not looking good for DFE.
We do see their siege camp up. I wouldn't be surprised to see that and see them try to rapid fire clear waves, try to get 16 before this objective is fully channeled. Instead, they're opting to take the fight a talent tier down. Interestingly. Arthas coming out with the root, only manages to root Varian and then just gets thrown out by the Stukov. Mephisto shade walking in and is able to just, you know, shade walks out. ETC power slides in, not able to get anyone, gets taunted, cleansed by the Rhaegar. And we do see Arthas get hit with the Durance of Hate and then gets Ancestral to bring it back. Arthas getting a little bit deep there, might go down for this, does end up dying. Mephisto getting really low, taken out by the Kael'thas. Sylvanas just really in the back line here. I wouldn't be surprised to see something happen there. ETC getting really low here. Sylvanas does end up going down. Deathwing just chasing out the rest of Vision, and that is not a great look for them. Going to be the objective, most likely going over to Boogan squad after a 2-to-1 trade.
Yeah, that's really been the trend. Just Boogan squad walking away from these team fights a man ahead. And you see that by the kill count. DFE only at 3, with Boogan squad at 16.
Yeah, very sorry about the level indicators being covered up by the overlay there. That's my fault. But yeah, we do see the 2-level lead still being held over for Boogan squad here, and potentially going to hit, well, almost definitely going to hit 20 before Die for Vision, if it even comes to that. You know, they still have a, they're having quite a rollover here. And before we see another fight, maybe, do you want to talk about builds at all? Anything interesting you see?
Everything seems pretty standard to me. From what I can tell.
Yeah, I agree with that. Overall, pretty, like you said, pretty standard. I'm not a Deathwing player, so I can't really comment on that. Otherwise, yeah, I don't see anything too special here. Yeah, it looks like Boogan Squad rather is going to opt for pushing this mid rather than trying to end through the top lane. Interestingly, I suppose they figure the safer play is to take another keep rather and try and get that armor down. We do see the Durance of Hate come out, and it does root the Kel'Thas and the ETC. No one else. ETC getting a little bit deep here, trying his best to maybe get a mosh off, I believe.
Deathwing flies over.
Yeah, Deathwing flying in. Nothing going to come out of that either. It looks like both teams are just kind of skirmishing, looking for the pick. Neither of them have managed to secure yet. We do see Boogan Squad rotating down to this bot lane here. Taking this bot keep. Yeah. And that does put them at a significant advantage, especially both boss lanes now being clear of any structures from the side of Die for Vision. So if the boss does come up, you know, that's a potential kill. ETC getting taunted here by the Varian. Gets rooted by the Malfurion, or the Mephisto, sorry, Durance of Hate, and leaped on by the Sonya. ETC does end up dying there. The Fear coming out from Deathwing. Arthur's getting really low here. And 20s did get picked up by Boogan Squad, as a side note. Varian getting onto the Sylvanas. And Sylvanas goes down. This is a 3v5 now, plus the core. Boogan Squad losing their Varian and their Sonya, but it doesn't look like it'll matter as the core is just too low to sustain itself, and Boogan Squad does take game 2. And a convincing 2-0 victory in this series. Okay, so anything you want to say about that game in particular, draft, talents, how the game played out?
The Deathwing. When you last pick him like that, and you can't handle or counter him in any way, it's pretty hard to deal with that. It's frustrating to play against, and it's a little unfair. So I mean, but if you don't ban him, you gotta be prepared for that last pick.
For sure, for sure. And
it can really make a difference.
Yeah, there was just nothing there to really handle it. You know, they didn't have any sort of armor penetration. They didn't have any sort of percentage health damage. You know, there was nothing really. And they relied a lot, it looked like they were going to rely a lot anyways, on the mosh pit to try to, you know, really be able to blow up the members of Boogan Squad. But, you know, when there's a Deathwing there, you can't really do that, you know. Another thing to note is that with the Stukov and the Deathwing, you know, that's 2 interrupts for the mosh pit, so even if he did get it, he would have to get the Stukov, and then, you know, you can't really do anything about the Deathwing. So
yeah, Boogan Squad saw the mosh pit opportunity, and they played around it perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well played by them. You know, they not really a lot that Boogan Squad could have done there, I think. Or, I'm sorry, Die for Vision. It looked like they were just, you know, behind from the start. Okay, sorry, my dog's doing his thing. So I'm gonna see if we want to get a interview going here.
Yeah.
I will put us over to the between game screen, and we will be back in just a second. Alright, and we are just waiting on the interviewee to come in here. Oh, there he is. The man himself.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey. All right, so got any questions off the bat, DJ? Sam? Oh, his mic's doing his thing. Sorry about that. So, how did you feel? You know, that was a pretty convincing.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, you're
Oh,
you're
sorry.
good now. That was a pretty convincing series, in my opinion. How did you feel throughout that Tom piece?
Um, the first thing I'd like to say is that the team over there is a lot of our good friends, and they're a really good team too. So like, it was convincing for sure, but we've played games against them before that haven't been, and I think that we were pretty prepared for tonight. One of our biggest things is that we know we can really flex on what we can play. And it kind of makes us unpredictable. And the first couple games of the season, we feel like we've just been a little bit too predictable, a little bit too forcing things that we just wanted to do on certain maps, and rather than just letting the draft come to us. And we did that tonight, and it was pretty good. So we felt awesome to finally get a win on our belts, because it's been a little while that we've secured a win, and we knew one was coming. So
For sure, for sure. And so during game one, the what do you feel was the most influential part of allowing your team to just kind of steamroll the lead just sort of never stopped expanding? You know what I mean? What do you feel is the best, like the biggest part of that?
I would say the 4-man bot. Imperius does okay into Rexar. Like I can kill him, but it's really difficult because I spend a ton of mana trying to kill Rexar and keep him off the point on that map. So it's, he's got the better advantage on that part of it. So they did a great job as the 4-man in bottom lane, just getting kills. Honestly, for me, it was hard because I'm in the lane, so I couldn't really see too much of what was going on, but I was hearing it, and
Sure.
all those of kills sounded pretty nice. So they did a great job down there.
Sure. With game two, they ended up picking up the ETC. Was the threat of the Mosh at all influential on your guys' picks, or was it not something that was really considered?
Not too much. We had a feeling after game one that Michael might go for ETC. Michael used to actually tank for us, and he's a very good tank player, and we kind of know some of his good tanks, and those are his top three, probably like the Johanna, Garrosh, and TC. So we had a feeling after that second one that he might go for that. We knew Deathwing was our play there, and we know that obviously he can't be moshed. Plus the Stukov, Sham is a very good Stukov, and that was another idea of taking that from her, and that's a nice interrupt for Mosh. So in reality, we were never really too worried about the Moshes.
I don't know. Is Sam? Are you
Oh,
good?
yeah, having some mic problems there. I think I missed all of that. I don't want to ask the same questions by accident, so I just want to
No,
say
go ahead, go for it.
congratulations. I was wondering, was Deathwing planned from the beginning, or was it an opportunity pick?
It was planned for, at least for Alterac. We talked about that in preparation for this game. We've gone through a couple different scenarios on what we wanted to do. The biggest thing for us right now is Nan and Thunder are new with us, and we're new to them, and we play pretty well together, but we haven't had a lot of time together, and so we all know that we're pretty flexible, and we're just trying to find the right combinations. And I think it's taken some time to do that, but we knew that Nan was played a pretty good Deathwing, so that was something we wanted to try here, and it worked. So it feels good to find something.
Yeah, and you guys really fought like been playing for years. I mean, you guys, all your team fights, all your ults synced up pretty well.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know a lot of people, at least for me on Sonya, a lot of people hate on the leap, but man, I don't know. It's a pretty easy follow-up stun, so it's nice to be able to chain CC that stuff together. The communication was good. Bummer's a great tank, leads the way.
Absolutely, Leap is an incredibly influential ultimate, especially when you have the taunt on your team. It sets it up so perfectly.
Yeah, 100%. Then it's tough. You got to be smart with it. You can't just dive and stun everybody and then have nobody that's going to be with you. So I try to use it more as a follow up, and it was working really well with the Stukov silence, with the root from Mephisto. I mean, really, we had on the team.
Right. Anything else you want to say, Sam, before we let him go over to shoutouts?
Other than congratulations, no, I'm good.
All right. Anyone that you want to shout out or thank or anything?
Yeah, well, thank you guys for casting this. It'll be nice to finally go back and watch a casted game that we won. So we're feeling pretty good about that. Shout out to Typer Vision. There's some good friends, like I said before. They're that wasn't their best by any means. They're going to be back. And yeah, I mean, just shout out to the rest of the team here. It's been tough first couple weeks here trying to figure each other out, and just wanting to get that first one under our belt. And tonight was that night. So shout out to these guys for keeping it together and playing really well.
All right, thank you, and have a good night.
Thanks, guys. You too.
All right, okay, it's just me. Okay. All right, so thank you to everyone for coming out. Thank you to Die for Vision and Boogan Squad for allowing us to cast tonight. That's all I got to say. Sam, if you're able to say anything, I don't know if your mic's working. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys. That'll be all. Adios.